See, I think the biggest problem for many of us in our prayer lives is not doubt, but actually it's fear. We don't want to look foolish. We don't want to believe God for big things and then God not come through, and then all of a sudden we're the ones who have the bad reputation. We don't want to say or vocalize the things that we're believing in our heart because we don't want other people to make fun of us or to discredit us or to minimize us or say, that's impossible, that's not going to happen. You don't need to believe in that. You need to hold on to something else. You need to go find something else. We talk ourselves out of the miracles, and oftentimes what I've discovered in my life is this: I say no to God before I ever give God a chance to say yes to me. When it comes to my prayer life, God won't do that. Oh, somebody comes forward for prayer and they need healing. Immediately, sometimes in the first thought of my mind is, God probably not going to heal them. And what happens is this: I am afraid to pray for healing for another person because what if God doesn't do it? I'm afraid to pray for a new building because what happens if we don't get it? And then I stand up on church and the stage and I say, hey guys, we're getting a new building. We're going to move. I don't know where, I don't know when, but we're going to start a building campaign, and I'm going to ask you for $1.8 million over the next 2 years, and God's going to give us a new building, and I'm going to say that, not yet. So go ahead, prepare your hearts and your pocketbooks. That's coming soon. But even the act of me just saying that right now, you know what I felt in my heart? I felt fear. But here Jesus says, he says, whatever you ask in prayer. Here's the greatest tragedy in the church. The greatest tragedy is not that prayers go unanswered, but that for so many of us, our prayers go unasked. That out of fear, we don't ask God. Out of fear, we don't go to God. Out of the fear of looking foolish or the fear of being seen and ridiculed, we don't ask God for the things that we truly need in our lives. And because of that, we end up with unanswered prayer. The greatest tragedy, if you're writing this down, the greatest tragedy in life is not that prayers go unanswered, but that for so many of us, oftentimes our prayers go unasked. James, Jesus' brother, in James 4, he says, you have not because you ask not. You can't get mad at God for not giving you what you haven't asked him for. Ask God.